I thought I knew everything about Brock Purdy's draft story, as you know, being Mr. Irrelevant and all that stuff. But Jennifer Lee Chan sat down with Brock Purdy for an exclusive interview with NBC Sports, and he unloaded a little nugget that I had no idea and is low key kind of savage and cool at the same time about what happened on the day he was drafted and how he handled it specifically with his family. This is a really, really cool story. It's worth a watch. And again, just kind of builds more of the mystique behind Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Take a listen right here.
You've had to be patient with your recovery here. You also had to be patient during the draft throughout the entire thing. I know that that third day was a long day for you, but walk us through that process, that day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you get to the third day, and really, you're like, okay, this is your day. You know, I get a call from the Niners before the draft started on the third day, and they're like, hey, we got some picks. We're gonna try to take you from anywhere. I think they said fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. And so the whole day I'm just like waiting, and I'm like, man, is it gonna be this round? All right, no. Is it this round? No. Then you get to the seventh round, and it's like, all right, this has got to be it, right? And they give me a call. They're like, hey, it's between you or a safety. And so it's just more waiting, and it's so exhausting, honestly. My dad and I took a nap on the couch. I went and got food with my brother at one point, and just at the end of it, I was like, you know what, this is gonna work out how it needs to. And God's always got a plan. And sure enough, they called me, picked me with the last pick, and I was just so thankful that, man, I get an opportunity. You know, I get a shot in the NFL. It's all I could ask for. So once that happened, and you get here and you make the most of it.
Now, your mom said you took the call in the bedroom and decided to come out into the living room and not tell anybody
Yeah,
until it was on TV.
yeah.
Why did you do that?
So towards the end of the draft, you start getting teams calling you in hopes that you would sign with them and choose them in free agency. And so I've been taking a bunch of calls from probably 5, 6, 7 teams. And every time I'd go in the room, I'd come out and they'd be waiting, and I'd be like, no, it's just a free agent call. Same thing over and over. And then at the end, the Niners called, and John Lynch was like, hey, Brock, this is John Lynch. We're gonna take you. And I was like, wow. So I was like, all right, I'm getting drafted last, but let's go. And so that was my parents' room. I come walking out into the living room, and everyone's waiting, and I'm like, it's another free agency call. And they're like, no way, you're lying. I said, that's it. And so we're just sitting there. I'm trying to act all sad in the chair, and then the lady didn't even say my name on TV yet, but my name came across before she said it, and they all screamed and jumped up like I was a first-round pick. So that just shows you, like, my family's, love and support. They didn't care. They were happy in that moment. We were just all thankful to see my name come across the screen.
And your mom said then about 100 people showed up at the house?
Yeah, just about, yeah. Everyone in my life, coaches, family, friends, everybody just came over, and we were all able to celebrate that night together. And I think it was just a big moment for my family and everyone in my life. Just very thankful for the people in my life.
Something about Brock Purdy getting the call, finding out he was just drafted as Mr. Irrelevant, walking back into his family room and just pretending like, hey, another one, they just wanted me to come in and sign as an undrafted free agent, and then allowing the experience and the shock and the surprise of seeing it live on the screen. Like, from a fan perspective, like, I'm big into the draft. If you're on Twitter, you're going to get notified of the draft selections on Twitter prior to it being announced on the screen, and it takes a bit away of the organic nature of the drafts, because if you're checking your phone, which I always am, and the notification comes across X player's been drafted, you see that before it actually shows up on screen because they're just behind. So the fact that he was quiet made it seem like it's just another call, and then allowed that experience and the surprise and the shock that Brock was drafted with the last pick in the NFL draft. I don't know. There's just something cool about that. Something about that story stood out to me. Again, just trying to put myself in that scenario, thinking that, because his family at that point believed he was going undrafted because it was he told him is another undrafted free agent call. So to go from thinking he wasn't going to be drafted to then all of a sudden seeing across the screen that you were going to get drafted, and that's huge. Again, these players dream about getting drafted, so going undrafted would be, it would suck, and still going last probably sucked. But the surprise, the elation that his family probably felt. And again, shout out Brock for keeping it a secret. I thought that was a really, really cool story. You let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.